What it do, Slacker? FTC. Fight team stand up. We got the NBA needs to fix this. And they got Curry on the thumbnail, man. So I think this is about Curry and how Curry needs to be getting more free throws. He needs to be bro. Curry's to go. Come on, man, lock in.
Conquer all. We have plenty of evidence for this, but this is just the way things go. People fall in love with a certain era, usually the one they grew up with, then in an attempt to preserve those memories, either completely rewrite or exaggerate what happened and tear down the new guys in the process. Do you know how many James Harden apologists have surfaced recently?
Disrespectfully, James Harden has the best prime of all time, and second, it's not even close. Prime Harden clears the MJ offensive, the greatest offensive weapon in league history. Prime Harden better scored than Michael Jordan. There's no version of D-Wade that can come close to this Harden. Prime James Harden, top 10 player in the last 25 seasons. Prime Harden better than D-Wade. I'm not gonna lie, Prime Harden is better than Prime D-Wade. Prime Harden is way better than Prime D-Wade. But I don't know about Michael Jordan, bro. He's not better than Michael Jordan offensively, bro. Lock in.
Praising his prime years and how unstoppable he was, and I agree, but these are the same people that hated his game when it was happening, called him an unethical, foul-baiting playoff choker. The only difference between being hated and being loved is time. At the time, you know what people said when the 73-win Warriors lost the championship in 2016? That they were frauds. It ain't worth a thing if it don't got that ring.
Bro, see, why are they saying, bro, we were injured. You know what it takes to win 73 games? 73 games, bro. When it come playoff time, all our players got injured and hurt and everything, bro. The same thing. Reason we lost in 2019 to the Raptors, bro. We just too good at winning. Our bodies hurt. We win too much. Like, come on. It's not easy to go over there and break records, bro. Your team can't do that. Stop talking about my team like that.
Because they lost in the finals, everything they did that season was in vain. Fast forward 10 years, and people are now using the 2016 Warriors as the gold standard of excellence. But the Thunder have it even worse. Not only did they win a championship, they've come into this season with one of the most dominant stretches in NBA history, and they are
OKC Thunder are frauds, bro. They thought they was gonna break the Warriors record. No, they're not. They're not the Warriors. Shea is not better than Curry. They're frauds.
Still being discredited in the most creative, disingenuous ways imaginable. And in 10 years, I cannot wait to hear people say how incredible and historic and great the 2025 Thunder were, despite saying none of those things right now. We must refrain from becoming the thing we despised and give credit where credit is due. I do not like the Thunder's antics just as much as the next guy, but it is okay to admit that they are a great team who could probably go toe-to-toe with just about any team in NBA history. Now our next take says James Harden is more influential than Steph Curry. And as blasphemous as this may sound, there is some truth here. Steph may have single-handedly changed the course of NBA history more than any other player.
Bro, James Harden does not have more influence than Steph Curry. No way. I don't know who wrote that. Jimmy Howard, I don't know what the fuck you're smoking. You need to stop it. Because, no, bro. Look at Curry, man. Just look at him, bro. He got some muscles. He's so strong and light-skinned and sexy, thick, luscious beard, nice lips, nice eyes, nice nose, nice afro, strong, sexy man, bro.
On a macro scale, Curry caused a shift in the entire timeline of basketball. But on a micro scale, when you look around the league and the archetype of players we see today, you're more likely to see influences of James Harden, for better or for worse.
Yeah, because, bro, people just want to flop like Harden. They just want to flop like Harden. Some of the biggest floppers right now. Definitely. Dang, who be flopping a lot? Austin Reeves, Luka, Shea, LeBron still be doing it. You know what I'm saying? All them dudes, bro. Everybody flops like Harden, but Curry has a more influential worldly. Everybody in the world knows Curry. The only people it's only two countries that know James Harden: USA and like China or something. Respectfully, Harden, you're great, but you're not Curry.
Physicality, the crafty downhill scoring, the ball-dominant combo guards, the ways in which players get their points, the foul baiting. In a perfect world, everyone would emulate what Steph does.
They just can't because Curry is just that much better. People want to be like Curry. Everybody's out here shooting threes now. Everybody here want to throw up freaking half-court shots. You know, see all the people. And that one meme, bro. What's his name, bro? What's that dude that was on the Hawks or something on the Heat? I don't know who it was, bro. He was like, "Oh no, that is not the shot you want." It was Valentine, Denzel Valentine. Denzel Valentine took that shot thinking he's Steph Curry. Everybody wants to be like Curry, bro. They just can't. That's why, and they know they can't because Curry's one of the one. He's the GOAT, respectively, bro. Michael Jordan, take a back seat.
Perfect world, and there's no one else on the planet who can do what Steph does. Harden's game, on the other hand, is replicable for a lot of players, and it's effective enough to convert those players into Harden's successors. And this is probably where the natural course of the game was going to inevitably lead, but it was Harden who really perfected this ISO-heavy, change-of-pace, triple threat style of play.
Bro, people don't even do ISOs like that no more, for real. It's like the NBA has gone back to like a lot of more team play and passing the ball around.
We see littered throughout the NBA today. In fact, it's such a popular style that it has become...
Well, actually, you low-key right, but it's like, they be passionate, right? They don't like ISO too much, for real. It's like the Heat. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple, I know the Heat do it the most, I think. There's a lot of couple teams that do that, but a lot of teams run plays still.
Essentially the default for most elite guards. Even from a historical perspective, Harden is one of a handful of players that changed the actual rules of the game and continues to have his tactics used by the league's best players. But Steph Curry is a singularity. He didn't just change
Curry never flops. LeBron old ass does though.
The way players play the game. He changed.
Well, I forgot LeBron wore number 6 when he was on the Lakers, bro. Why did he change that?
Changed the game itself, not just with his three-point shooting, but with his emphasis on off-ball, his
turnaround
from 35 feet out, and his demonstration as a smaller guard being the best player on a championship-winning team. And his influence will be felt long after.
You can't tell me, looking at this is not the start of a superstar. This is not the start of the GOAT. This is not the start of like a fire mixtape, like a fire like you know what I'm saying, basketball mix. But it's like a rap song behind it. Like, welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. You know what I'm saying?
He retires. James Harden did change the game, but Steph Curry may be the biggest game changer in basketball history. Now,
no, I hate ad.
Now this next take comes from Nick Wright, and it's an approach on the GOAT debate that I've never heard of before.
Let's see.
So I have a theory. If Jordan never existed, and the greatest player, the universally accepted greatest player of all time was Kareem, because that's who it would have been. Yeah. A guy like Tim Duncan would be in the GOAT debate. What people turned the GOAT debate into was not who's the greatest player ever, it's who reminds me of Michael Jordan the most. Which is why Kobe is probably a touch historically overrated, because he is the most similar to Michael Jordan.
Right.
But because Mike was considered the GOAT, people elevated Kobe past a guy like Tim Duncan, who was just objectively better than him. Instead of the question being who's the greatest basketball player of all time, people ask that question, what they were really asking is who's the most similar to Michael Jordan.
Tim Duncan didn't even average any points. He got way better defense.
Nick is 100% right here. Michael Jordan was such an overwhelmingly dominant and popular player that once it was established that he was the GOAT, the goalpost shifted to who is the closest thing to Jordan competition. Even things like what the greatest player should look like or what their role on the court should be changed because of Jordan. MJ was many things, but first and foremost, he was a scorer. And so scoring became the overwhelmingly largest indicator of greatness. How a player moves. Jordan was graceful and explosive, and so the next guy must also move like a cat and jump out of the gym. It wasn't who's the next great player, it was literally who's the next Michael Jordan. And of course that player was Kobe Bryant. Many fans will even use the logic of if MJ's the GOAT and Kobe's the closest thing to MJ, then he must be the second greatest player of all time.
No.
And although I have Kobe higher all time than a lot of fans, I do think this approach has plagued and hurt these conversations for decades now. Despite Tim Duncan's incredible impact throughout his career, the fact that he looked, acted, and played nothing like MJ certainly did not help his GOAT case. I think we're seeing this same issue with Nikola Jokic
Jokic is one of them, bro. Respectively, bro. Jokic is probably top 10 all the time. He gets one more championship. If he get one more championship, he'd be top 10 player of all time. He does got like 3 MVPs already. 3 MVPs, bro. And a bunch of All-Stars, finals appearance, a championship. If he gets one more championship, he gonna end up being like top 10, top 5. But Curry's the GOAT right now. And then Michael Jordan.
Game isn't super flashy, he doesn't play above the rim, and he doesn't look like an ultra-elite, world-breaking basketball player, some fans just dismiss the fact that he is one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. When Jordan retired, he wasn't just the GOAT, he was the blueprint, and if you weren't built from the same design, you were inherently penalized for it. However, as time goes along, and the average basketball fan becomes removed from the days of MJ's cultural gravity, I do think we are moving away from this way of thinking. Impact and greatness comes in many different shapes and forms. And although Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, you don't have to resemble him or his game to be in that conversation. This is a great take. Now our last take comes from a disgruntled NBA viewer who says late game fouling has ruined the end of games. And I could not agree more. Watching the end of tight games these days is a special kind of torture. They say time travel isn't possible, but NBA teams manage to turn 30 seconds into 20 freaking minutes. And the worst part is, the only time this strategy is used is during good close games, absolutely butchering all the excitement of the moment. In the OKC Spurs matchup a couple weeks ago, the last 10 seconds of game time lasted nearly 12 minutes. This was a great game for 46 minutes with what could have been an exciting ending, pissed away with timeouts, commercial breaks, and free throws. And right when you think the bid is up and teams are going to stop intentionally fouling each other and let the clock run out, they inexplicably foul again, and now you're stuck watching another Wingstop ad. Look at the play-by-play of the final 25 seconds of this game. What have they done to the game I love? 20 fouls, 24 subs, and not a single lead change to show for it. Intentionally fouling late in games has always been a thing, but it wasn't until fairly recently when teams started regularly fouling while up 3, attempting to preserve their lead. So now instead of one team fouling and the other team trying to avoid it by playing sound, disciplined defense, both teams are out there just chasing each other around getting fouls. Now, this shouldn't be a hot take. At least, I don't think it should. But there are still a lot of fans who believe this is a legitimate strategy that shouldn't take a backseat to our viewing experience. That the priority of these teams is to win, not consider how entertaining it is for those watching. And this is a legitimate strategy, and I do agree to an extent. But that extent came and went a long time ago. Winning has always been a priority in the NBA, and that has never stopped the end of games from being entertaining before. A lot of people don't think this is a problem that needs to be fixed. But if we were trying to fix this issue, some plausible solutions may be once the clock reaches a certain point, say 1 minute left, the team getting fouled gets 1 free throw and possession. Another suggestion some fans have made is 3 free throws on any intentional fouls committed beyond the 3-point line within the final minute of game time. But virtually every possible solution offered up inherently penalizes the team with the lead, so it doesn't look like this strategy will be going anywhere anytime soon. You don't see this tactic play out in every close game, but when you do, get comfortable, buddy, because you're about to witness a 30-minute ad break with some occasional free throws. This is a great take, but let me know what you think. Share your hot takes in the comments below, and as always, the hotter, the better.
Hey man, let me know what y'all hot takes is about the NBA right now. Let me know what y'all hot takes is, bro. Y'all have a good one. Peace.